As we promised yesterday, we are still in the Jomboro municipality and we are currently at Nzulezo. We are currently on our way to Nzulezo, actually. Been a very interesting and then educative tour organized by Right Media Group. As we told you yesterday, that we are still on our tour from Accra to Abidjan. We are still in the Jomboro municipality. Tour guide will actually take us through this journey as to what happened here and then how the journey to Nzulezo looks like.
So I'm Dominic. So from where you take the boat, coming is the man-made canal. So you surely get to the end and I'll show you the end. So dry season time, it dries up completely. So when it happens that way, unless you can pass the top there and come to the end of the canal before you can take the boat and go to the village there. So actually here is the end of the man-made canal. So dry season time, you walk all the way from that place and come here before taking the boat and go to the village there. So from where you take the boat coming, it will take us 15 minutes before getting to the village there. So from here going is the natural one. You are not part of this one is not part of the man-made. Yeah, so from here going is the natural. You can see it's all level.
You said the distance from the journey from where we pick the boat to the village proper is
so it's 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it will take us 15 minutes before getting there.
And there are actually fishes in this?
Yeah. And you have the common ones like the tilapia and the catfish.
Wow, so there are actually tilapia and catfish.
And catfish, yeah.
So,
and you have animals like crocodile and...
There are crocodiles?
Yeah, crocodiles, alligators and monkeys.
Alligators and monkeys?
Yes, around
well,
this area.
Monkeys do not live in water, so...
Yeah, so you usually get to the jungle area.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where maybe, at first, that's where you used to see those kinds of animals. But right now, because of the noise of the Yabo motor, so they've run away.
So now we don't see crocodiles.
Yeah,
crocodiles on this.
Yeah, unless maybe midnight or at dawn.
Why did you guys choose to select this part, not other part or any other part, but you decided to select this part?
You can see there's water there, but it's not all that deep like over here.
Okay.
Yeah, so that place is too shallow. So the boat cannot pass there. Okay. Unless here.
As we promised, we are currently in Nzulezo, and you can see how the houses have been built, and then you can see the canoes, and then we are currently on water. We are currently standing right on water. And so we are still with our tour guide, and he's going to take us through the town for us to know things about this particular community in Nzulezo. So boss, we are here.
Yeah.
So I want you to take us around the community and then tell us much about this very community.
All right, thank you. So first of all, you all come to Nzulezo.
Okay.
And we have 2 guest houses over here.
2 guest houses actually on this?
Yeah, on this river.
Oh, there are guest houses right here in Nzulezo. So if you are traveling from Accra, Kumasi to Nzulezo, please don't be afraid. If how do you call it? It gets late here, you can still get guest house to sleep in. Okay.
Yeah, so we have the homestay guest house right here. It's just 4 rooms.
So that's a guest house?
Yeah, guest house over there. You have the Elkoba is the middle part of the community.
So can you?
Yeah, so for now you do the walking tour, then I'll show you some 1 or 2 things. So
let's go.
From 3 to 4 years going, they know how to swim, paddle, and do everything.
So every child here actually knows how to swim. Wow.
Yes,
that's very interesting.
Yeah, and over here you have only 1 street. This is the main street.
That's the main street.
Till you get to the end of the village. Yeah, so that's how they do the souvenirs over here.
That's very interesting.
So this is the complete one, as you can see. That's the complete one, and that's the starting.
Wow, so a visit to Nzulezo.
Yeah.
So how much is this? 70 cedis. Wow. So you get here, you get yourself a souvenir. So it is 70 cedis. That's interesting. You send it home to show to your people that you have actually been to Nzulezo. Wow. So this is the same water they use in doing everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and you can see over here it's not that deep, so it's a bit dirty. So the one that they used to cook or they used to drink, I mean, yeah. So unless you take the boat and go to the middle part of the river before you can fetch it,
so what he's actually telling us is, though there is water here, you can't use this water to cook or to do anything that goes within you or goes into you. You rather have to take a boat and then go some meters away from this place before you can get clean water to cook or do anything useful. So
yeah,
I can see a building there. What is that?
Yeah, so this is a Roman Catholic church.
Wow, so can we go there?
Yeah, you can go there. You have 3 churches here. Here is the Roman, and you have the Pentecost at the middle there.
Wow, so Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Nzulezo Roman Catholic Church. Wow. Viewers, if you get inside the Nzulezo Roman Catholic Church, one would ask, is this building actually on water? Yes, it is on water. We are actually in Nzulezo, and you can see how beautiful the church building is. That's very nice. So they come to church here every.
Come to church. But the father is living on the land, so not every Sunday that it comes.
Oh.
But you have the catechist living here.
Oh, so the Reverend Father who is supposed to be here lives actually on land.
Yeah, on the land. But the catechist is from here, in Nzulezo here. So every Sunday, I mean, he comes
every
for
Sunday
service. Yeah.
he comes in the. Yeah. So you use the same Reverend Father with the people of Benin. So there are actually streets in Nzulezo. You can see their major streets, and you can see that there are other minor streets.
Yeah. So the lanes, each lane is one family.
Oh, so every lane here or there represents one
family. Yeah.
So you can count the number of families in Nzulezo.
Yes.
Wow. So actually,
and the lanes are 1 up to 25 lanes over here.
So indirectly, we have 25 families here in Nzulezo.
Yes.
Wow. So viewers, as we have been rightly told by our tour guides, every lane you see here in Nzulezo actually belong to a particular family, and there are actually 25 lanes right here in Nzulezo, signaling that there are 25 families in Nzulezo. That's very interesting. This is the first time I've heard one being able to count number of families living in a particular town. It's quite interesting. So this another lane.
Yeah, another. Yeah.
But there's no. Okay. Okay. So the family is.
That's what it is. And over here, all the kitchens are this side. The kitchens. Yeah. This.
So wow. Interestingly, in Nzulezo, your kitchen has to be on my left, and then your bedroom, other rooms on my right. That is how it is done right here in Nzulezo. So it's actually a well-planned community, though they are on water, but then they have really planned their community. We are still on the principal streets of Nzulezo.
So the houses, the pillars under the buildings, sometimes they do maintenance. You have 2 different types of the pillars.
Okay.
You can see this one. You have this type, which is the redwood or the kaku.
Okay.
And you have the normal, pillars. So for this one, it will take you like 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
Before you do the maintenance. And this one, 10 to 15 years.
So actually, you don't wait for it to be shaken before you do maintenance. When 3 to 4 years, you have to do maintenance.
Yeah, you have to get a new one then.
For this 10 to 15 years, you have to do maintenance.
So Whenever you come to do the maintenance, the boys here will come together, something like communal labor. So they will get inside the river at dry season time.
Wow.
So maybe 4 or 5 people will be holding one pillar. They do it like they are pounding fufu up and down. They don't dig a hole because the soil is soft. Yeah. So they pound inside the soil till they can't raise it again. They have some hard metal still over there. Then they used to hit it till the pillar gets strong.
So they don't use cement or anything.
No.
They just pound it till it gets stuck in the soil. That's very interesting.
I think you have to go to here is the community center. So let's come here.
Okay, so as we told you, we are currently here at the community center of the good people of Nzulezo. I understand this is the place that the story of Nzulezo will be told to us. So viewers, be with us as we listen to the interesting and then very educative story of Nzulezo. Why Nzulezo? Why did they choose to live on water when there are vast land? What did they do here? And other interesting things about Nzulezo. So be with us. Why Nzulezo? Why did they choose to live on water when we have vast land here in Jomboro?
So once again, please, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And please, my name is Ejezoa Nyameke.
Mr. Ezwa Nyameke.
Okay. I mean, the reason why I did Ejezoa is I inherited that name from my grandfather, so I have to add the Eja to it. So Ejezoa Nyameke. And I'm also where we are now, serve as Nzulezo Community Center. In terms of gatherings, meetings, and also because here is tourist site. When tourists come, we hold people here to narrate the history why our ancestors even decided to settle on water instead of land. Meanwhile, I represent the chief in this community.
Oh, wow. So actually we are meeting with the chief of this community. He is a direct representative of the chief. And so more or less we are speaking to the chief of this community. That's nice.
So I represent him to welcome tourists. I mean, let them know the history why our ancestors decided to settle on water. Normally when people come, they feel like because of fishing, that is why we ended up here. But there is a reason for that.
Why? What happened? Why did you choose to do that?
That was long time ago. I mean, for over 500 years now as I speak. And started middle of 14th to 15th century.
Wow.
At that time, our ancestors, they were living in Mali. On a land called Timbuktu in Mali. And also at that time, their land was rich to the extent that they were doing mining activities. And there was a country, Senegal, known as Mendes. They came to Mali to trade with our ancestors. But because when they came and our ancestors from Mali refused to accept their offer, the Senegalese came back to Mali out of jealousy to fight our ancestors.
Okay.
And because during the war, our ancestors wasn't strong enough to fight back, they then decided to move. And besides, middle of 14th to 15th century, when it comes to Africa, at that time, our belief wasn't tradition. So matter that is spiritual, that is when our ancestors have to consult.
Okay.
And because during the war, the Senegalese were killing our ancestors, they consulted their spiritual gods. And after consulting, their spiritual gods told them to vacate from the land.
Oh.
Yeah. So they set up their journey on a midnight so that the Senegalese will not have any trace. And they first passed through Burkina Faso. After Burkina, that was when they came to Ghana.
Okay.
When they came to Ghana, it wasn't Ghana at that time, not Good Coast, not to talk of Ghana, but it was a period of migration, people were also moving. So they first settled at Wenchi in BA.
Okay.
Stayed there for some time, later on went to Techiman in the same area. And when they were coming, there were 43 chiefs, including the paramount chief.
43 chiefs. Wow.
Chiefs. And each, in terms of the 43, each with his people, but not all of them left Mali because of the war. Most of them left because of the heat they were experiencing, so they were also looking for a different environment.
Okay.
But per our ancestors' case, because of the war, when they were coming, they were led by a spiritual god.
Okay.
That in a spiritual form is in the form of a snail.
Snail?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also they have a spiritual communicator in their midst that if anything spiritual, he will be the first to sense it before informing the chief and his people. So wherever or whenever the chief priest moves, for instance, they have to follow. So from Techiman, they went to Mekesim in central region. later on went to Esipon in Sekendi, Takoradi. The olden days used to call it Sotpon in Sekendi, Takoradi. So when they got to Esipon in Sekendi, Takoradi, our ancestors headed their lead around the coast. Okay. And they got to a place in the Nzema area. There is a community there called Bakanta.
Bakanta.
Yeah, Bakanta.
Wow.
So when they got to Bakanta, that was when they discovered that there was a river in the middle of the land, journey the sea. So how to cross it? They decided to go to the forest, cut a lot of trees that can float to make a raft. And they made a lot of rafts, assuming if maybe you or maybe if you are with your family, then you have to sit on one raft. Wow. They sat on it, did it gradually, and then they came to this Amanzule River. The river that you pass through before coming to this area is called Amanzule, and the meaning of Amanzule means community water. Wow. But in the early 15th century when they came, they were first staying far end on the other side. Permits me on your way coming if you saw a collapsed structure once. It used to be a Spanish house.
Yes, I think he made mention of that.
Okay, if you haven't checked on your way, your tour guide can show you the area. That was the area they made their first settlement. But because they were then living on a very dry land, when they came to this area, they had a different knowledge how to go about their structures. But first, mounting their platform like this with a raffia. And when they are done with the raffia, they have to make sure they will use the leaves to complete it. But due to the heavy direction of the wind, and olden days too, there was nothing like matches. So then the striking of stones that they struck to make fire out of it. Because of that, when it comes to their firewood, for instance, they have to make sure they cut it big and also long, so that after lighting the fire, can be in it for a longer period. Sometimes striking stones to light fire becomes difficult, so after lighting the fire, whenever they are going to their farmland, they will just leave the fire in it. They'll go to their farmland, come back, found their houses be burnt, because any small catches of the fire, due to the direction of the wind, then it is turned to one another. So that was how our ancestors left Mali. And the reason why, when they came to Ghana, they also failed to set on the dry land, rather on water, was that if they put up their structures on water, there will not be any attack. Because if you are coming, those here will first see you before you get the opportunity. So for safe and security, that made them with the instruction that they were following with the spiritual gods that I made mention that is in the form of a snail. And they were led by a chief also called Tekrika. And as I speak, we have the name Tekrika, because when they were coming, they have a lineage that they are entitled to be on the throne, and their generation are still the people entitled to be on the throne. So now the name Tekrika serves as two names, just that would do the county. So as I speak, we have Nana Tekrika the seventh now. And they were also led by a spokesperson called Moga. The language they brought was known as Ewetile language.
Ewetile language, not Nzema.
Not Nzema. So Nzema that we speak wasn't a language our ancestors brought. Okay. We only speak in Nzema. That is because when they came and they made up their mind not to go back, they later went to the land to marry some of the Nzema women. And because when Nzema women came at that time, they were finding some difficulties concerning the Ewetile language. Our ancestors were there compared to learn the Nzema language. And by doing so, their language of Ewetile that they brought faded out. That was when we had the name Nzulezo. Wow. So the name Nzulezo actually comes from an Nzema word meaning a community on water. So that is how our ancestors ended up living on water. It was because of war. Land that we can play football, so we have to visit them, because we are all brothers and we are still being governed by the same chief. So
New Nzulezo and Old Nzulezo are the same
one community. Come to this area, what normally we do to survive is farming. And when I say farming, the ladies in this community anti-cropping of cassava. And besides, they have to travel roughly like 1 hour, 30-minute journey to a land called Jamozo. Jamozo. Wow. Yeah, so they are into the cropping of cassava, whilst the men here are also into the processing of the local gin. We call it kutuku, and I think they say apeteshi. Okay. And when it comes to this area, sometimes you see those around here, those who make the craft, those who sell the herbs and the rice. So it's like farming activities that we do here to survive in this community. Fishing is seasonal. Best season for fishing, rainy season, and later part dry season. Because that is the period when you go. You get a lot of fishes. Maybe after feeding the family, you can be decided to take the remaining to town to sell. This area, when sometimes they bring fresh fish, or maybe something that's absent. When you check it, due to the nature of the environment, houseflies, mosquitoes, all sorts of insects. For mosquitoes, for instance, even time, and because of the dustbins, that is when you see few but still less in this community. So you can only see house fly maybe when you bring fresh fish. That is when you see some.
So unless they travel from somewhere.
Yeah, they're in the forest. So maybe fishing have sense. So after getting fish, for instance, when you're bringing them home, they will just follow. But after maybe you put in the refrigerator or maybe smoke it, they leave. The Ghana Tourism Authority doesn't have full responsibility, but talking of maybe sharing mechanism, for instance, they are the authorities. So
okay, so Ghana Tourism Authority doesn't have full responsibility
because it's
over Nzulezo.
Yeah,
okay,
a community project.
Okay.
But in terms of management in legal means, we under them, so yearly we have to pay our levy to them. And besides, when it comes to how to share the money, for instance, they are the people who make the laws. So what may be paid before coming, in the Nzulezo community share percentage, just that is very small. I mean, what you paid maybe after the expenses, the leftover the profit, that is when the Nzulezo community have to benefit 15%, which is 15%. And we have 25 lanes in this area, automatically 25 families. And because sometimes when tourists come, they feel like, okay, I want to be here, take a picture of myself. We have to share the money. If maybe it's like 6,000, 7,000, then we calculate it, share it to the 25 families.
Wow.
To buy pillars to do maintenance. Main Street, the maintenance being done by the office. The remaining 85, we have our Paramount Chief at Benny, Assembly, Storeland, Traditional Council, and like I said, yearly, we have to also pay a levy to the tourism authorities at the Takoradi. And is much aware of our challenges in this year. Besides what we are now, serve as police station every election period.
Oh, so there's actually polling station here.
And when it comes to election period, especially the MPs, they'll come to this area to campaign, making a lot of promises. I mean, I don't want to dig into politics, but the only MP who has been helpful in this community is our former MP, Honorable Samuel Nkrumah.
Okay, the daughter of Asajifo, Dr. Nkrumah. She actually...
Since our ancestors came over decades or years, there was no light in this area until she came, appeared in the calendar in the year 2008, just 4 years in the governance. And that was when they had a light here and was connected from the Lekazo community down to our forest to this community on the other side.
So Nzulezo community was connected to the national grid in just 2012, about 13 years ago. That's interesting. Wow. So she is the only person that has done anything here.
I mean, when you come, you will see the electricity. Even when you get to the school, you will see Enterprise Life Insurance broke. I keep telling people, especially the school, the tourism, those who come to this area, like the tourists, they are the people sustaining the school. Because we have a book that when people come, they donate to support. The reason is that we have a school from KG to Basic 6, but we are lacking teachers. Because looking at the journey, the water, lack of health facility, when they come, they complain a lot. So we have to ask some of the teachers to support the free government teachers, and we have to pay them. So when tourists come, they donate to support. So they are the people sustaining, including school structures and the rest. So apart from the electricity, nothing from the government.
There has been anything from the government. So if you're supposed to appeal to government or stakeholders to come in and support Nzulezo, for the meantime, like currently, what are some of the things that Nzulezo community needs urgently? If someone wants to support, he can.
First, I will talk of the health facility.
There's no health facility here.
Yeah, we are putting one, but I would say someone personal donation. But I mean, we are locked now because we are lacking. And if maybe government can support us to maybe get a health facility here, I mean, we'll be very glad for that. And secondly, I'll talk of the school, especially if maybe teachers are not coming. Sometimes we have people here, especially those who are voluntary to, or they are dedicated to support the government teachers. At least there should be maybe a sponsorship that they can further to the training colleges to come to this area, because they are from this community. So when you post them here, I mean, they will be able to stay because they are from this community. And besides, they are the people supporting the free government teachers. And so, talking of sanitation also, I mean, when it comes to this side, for that one, the water is very clean, but on the other side, you see a lot of plastic waste. We have an association called the NCC, Nzulezo community cleaners and even the president of that association. But what we are lacking, availability of motorized boats, that whenever the dustbin is full or when we pick some of the plastic in the water, how to transport it to land becomes difficult. And working equipment like the volunteer boot, reflector, gloves and arrays. Okay.
So you made mention of a health center. Now, earlier you said if teachers are posted here, they don't stay, they move, they go away. What are some of the things you also are putting in place? Say that if nurses are also posted here, they wouldn't go back, because health is different from education. For teachers, you can pick anyone who has been to school to help with the teaching, but then with health, you can't just pick anyone that because you are from Nzulezo, go in and assist us at the hospital. No. So what are some of the things you are doing to ensure that in case anyone comes here to, help you with a health center or say a clinic, and the nurses are posted here? What are some of the things you are doing to ensure that these nurses don't go away?
We have an accommodation, and sometimes when it comes to Nzulezo, not because you're a tourist site, but we are very open to everybody in this community. Sometimes even the teachers, we do motivations. Maybe I get fish. Sometimes we give some of the fish cassava and the rest.
Okay.
We have people sometimes give them free food, and accommodation is free here. And besides, because we don't want to face the same situation talking of for the school, we have people also now schooling the nursing training of some Asanda, Esiama and Takradi. So for nursing, we have a lot of people schooling now in the nursing training. And besides, the health facility in there complete, but where there is a nurse are waiting that if any moment from now we call the authority that we are done, the health personnel will come. When you get to the Chief Palace area, you will see a fiber boat on it, USAID, purposely for the person that will be coming to work as a health personnel to support. So that one, we are okay and everything is on course.
Nzulezo, and then some of their problems. So we are just pleading with you that you heard rightly some of the problems that he stated in their, that they need in their community. So we are pleading with you to, as a matter of urgency, come to the aid of the people of Nzulezo. At Right Media, we promise and then we deliver on our promises. As promised, we have delivered. We are still in Nzulezo and we are still touring the only community in Ghana on water. Mr. Ezwanyamke, we are very grateful for your time, and then we look forward to be visiting Nzulezo again, maybe trying to solve some of the problems that are around. So we are very grateful. We would like to ask for your permission and then continue with our tour in Nzulezo. Since you are also the chief here, we want to ask for that permission.
You're free, and besides, you are much welcome in this area. Nzulezo is open, so anytime you feel like coming, you're free to come.